So I'm going to introduce myself first for the people on camera. Obviously, you all know me. I'm Dr. Cynthia Clark. I'm an acupuncture physician and an applied clinical nutritionist, and I'm the president of Longevity Wellness. I'm the creator of Energy Evolution. And in addition to my cool acupuncture stuff, I first started studying Qigong in the year 2000. So we're coming up on 20 years now, and that was through my Kung Fu classes and studies that I did. In the style that I studied, there was both an external art, which is what you think of when you think of the punching and the kicking, but there's also the internal art of Tai Chi and Qigong. And those skills are actually the most important to develop. So we start learning them early because those are the ones that are most important for sustainability. And in fact, those are the ones that we need the most through our later years in life. And if you happen to get into a field of healing, then those are absolutely the ones that you need the most. In the past few, well, this is the time of year, it's the holiday season, right? And there's just more to do. Like many people, my cell phone is my alarm clock. And the other morning I got up, my alarm clock goes off and I go and I get my alarm. And before I even go to the shower, I look at my phone and there's like 3 Merry Christmas instant messages that come in. And it really struck me how many more little things there are to do this time of year. And how just those little things that we don't really think about, oh, it's just a text message. Well, if you're fielding an extra 25 text messages a day over the course of, the days of the holidays, then even that one little task starts to build up. In addition to that, if you read my newsletter, this is like, these things happen sometimes, but if you read my newsletter, then you know that I had an epic Thanksgiving, and I spent the Thanksgiving weekend cleaning mold.
Aww.
I cleaned mold out of my house and made sure that everything else, so everything has gotten spring cleaned. Everything in our clinic, everything in my car, and everything in my house has gotten totally and completely cleaned because I know how deleterious mold can be, and I wasn't willing to take any chances. Mold really erodes a person's energy and can make you feel really heavy and tired and lethargic. So one of the things that I did during this time, and have been doing ever since, is the Qigong exercises that I'm about to show you. I'll tell you one more quick story, which is that one of my clients, she came to me and she said she sees me and she sees another world-class practitioner up in Tampa. And both of us, we're really focused, eyes on, right? Both of us, for years, this lady's been on just lots of adrenal support. And she's a together lady. She doesn't have a horribly stressful life. It doesn't seem like everything seems like, why would you need to be on so much adrenal support all the time? Well, finally one day, it occurs to me, let me show you this kidney Qigong. Do you know the next time she came back, she did not need any adrenal support? She didn't ask for any of it. And I'm sitting there kind of with like egg on my face, right? Because I'm like, wow, probably should have talked to that like a year ago. That would be a good thing for you. So there's a great emphasis and reminder to me of how beneficial and powerful these very simple techniques are. So what you're going to learn today is going to be very, very easy, especially one of them will be the easiest exercise you've ever done. Doesn't take a lot of energy to do, it's not a very complicated exercise, it's not a very complicated Qigong exercise, but it is crazy, crazy, crazy beneficial. And we'll do the exercise and then I'll explain more about why. So I'll let you take your places. What we're going to do is we're going to start with 3 deep cleansing breaths.
So move over here a little bit.
Just as long as you have enough room not to start a fight with your neighbor, then you're good. Are we all in good position? Okay. Do you want to join us? Are you able to join? Okay. Okay, so we're going to start. Let's start with this dance because all things Qigong is important to start with the chin. You're going to start with your feet about shoulder width. And ladies, this is usually, you're both good. Ladies, this is usually a little bit more than we're comfortable with because we're used to pretty much standing like this, and then somebody tells us to stand shoulder width, and we kind of get to here, and then it's like, oh, right, this is really shoulder width. The gentlemen usually have this one down. They've got the anatomical incentive to get this right. So you're going to stand with feet shoulder width apart, and your knees are going to be soft, so slightly bent. Yeah, good. And if you're doing it right, just like we saw on Mari, then you'll see the hips will be nice and loose and limber. Good. Okay, and then what we're gonna do next is we're gonna take 3 slow, deep cleansing breaths. So you're gonna drop your weight a little bit as you sink down deeply into the earth. What we're doing here is we're grounding, we're rooting and centering. If you ever have that like crazy busy, everything's going on kind of feeling, then that means that you're not very grounded, and this is an excellent technique to do in order to correct that. So, hi beautiful. It looks like you might be a dancer. Okay, so we're gonna do 3 slow, deep cleansing breaths in. So as arms come up, good. Energy rising up from the earth to support us. And as hands come down, feel energy falling down from the heavens to inspire us. And they're gonna meet in the middle at the human being, at the vessel that we walk around in. With this first one, we're focusing on the back side of the body. So relaxing and releasing the hips, the buttocks, the shoulder, I was looking at one thing, the hamstrings, the calves, and then all the way down, deeply rooting into the center of the earth. Now, when you get to the bottom, this is an advanced move. You don't need to do this, but if you happen to be paying attention and want to know what I'm doing is I'm making sword fingers. So you're just holding up like the number 2, and then you circle twice. As you circle, you focus your energy on deeply rooting down into the center of the earth. Second, slow, deep, relaxing breath in. Again, bending the knees, sinking down into the ground, rising energy up, feeling the earth rise up to support us. Energy from the heavens falling down to inspire us, and this time focusing on the Tai Chi pole that runs through the center of the body. So it goes right from the center of the head, down through the body, to between the legs, and you're focusing on this pole brightening up, lightening up, and radiating out, burning off any dust and debris, your own inner brightness and lightness deeply radiating out into the environment around you. And again, deeply rooting into the center of the earth. Third, slow, deep, relaxing breath in, feeling forgiveness and love and nurturing rise up from the earth, feeling inspiration and creativity and smartness fall down from the heavens, meeting us in the middle, this time focusing on the back side of your body, the back of your head, the neck, the shoulders, all of the back muscles, your gluteus, backs of the legs, all the way down, deeply rooting into the center of the earth. There is a wonderful book written by a gentleman named Professor Chen Ching, and he is the progenitor of this specific technique. So I'll show you the technique and then we'll talk about it, and we'll do it a couple more times. What you're gonna do is you're gonna make 2 loosely cupped fists. So beautiful, lovely, perfect. Okay, you're gonna take those fists and you're gonna put them where they land on your waistband. So your knuckles are gonna be about on your waistband, and then your wrists are gonna be a little bit higher above that. What's happening here is that the flat of your hand is basically on your kidneys, and the wrist is on your adrenal glands. So what we'll be doing with this exercise is we're bringing more blood flow to both the kidneys, which are filtration and detoxification organs, and then we're also bringing more blood flow to the adrenal glands, which are the Hail Mary during the holidays. So we're going to be pushing up at a 45-degree angle towards the chest, and you want to do this if it doesn't hurt. If it hurts, just do it very, very gently. Just do it as much as you can. We don't want it to hurt. But as long as it doesn't hurt, you want to do this with enough oomph to make your chest pop out a little bit. So it should go like, so yeah. Okay, and we're going to do this all together, and we're going to do it for 49 times. And if anybody needs to adjust you, then Kira is going to come up and lovingly correct you.
What is the significance to 49 times?
We'll talk about that after we do the technique. Okay, so 49. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so we'll rest and relax a little bit. How did this feel for people? Did anybody have any pain or discomfort, first and foremost?
No, I noticed my
Little
chest
bit.
wasn't
Well,
moving.
my shoulders, they're stiff.
At the shoulder stiff,
They've
okay.
been that way.
I noticed my chest wasn't moving as much as yours.
And then
Neither was mine.
and that enhances more with time, with practice. Any other sensations?
Relaxation.
Yay, relaxation, good. Yeah, we should feel the energy center and come together. Anything else?
Mine feels like I just hugged those organs.
What'd she say?
I've been doing this one a lot lately, and every time I do it, it's like my organs, I feel like I just hugged them, gave them a great hug, and they like feel so happy.
Oh.
So we call this the Qigong coffee break around here because it really is immediately inspiring. It immediately sends blood to those adrenals and it works the same way. Like if you're wanting to drink coffee to wake up, it works the exact same way, but without the disconnection from qi that can happen with coffee or
Jitters.
and the jitters.
Mine was like kicking in the high gear.
Oh yeah, you felt it when you did that.
Yeah? Oh.
Yeah, that's very
Good,
good.
good, not in a wired high gear, in a, yeah.
Yes, let's do this now. There's a Chinese herb called lingzhi. You may also know reishi, know it by the name reishi mushroom if you're familiar with this one. It is a famous herb that is used for, one thing it's used for its respiratory issues, but it is also the nickname for it is the spiritual pivot because it has the ability to open orifices, increase our alertness and awareness, but still allow us to remain centered and grounded and calm. So it's like what you think coffee is gonna do, but then what coffee actually does is like the build a cat thing, like, and the lingzhi is like, yes, that's what I meant to do. Okay, so we'll do this one again, and then we'll talk about the 49 times and where that gets its name from. So again, 49 times, so hands on the back, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so excellent question about why 49 times, which was exactly my question for over a decade before I got an answer to it, before that started to come up. And this particular technique was taught by Professor Chen Nanqing. This is his number one. This is the one thing that you must do every day. Professor Chen Nanqing was a Chinese acupuncturist and herbalist that practiced in New York City in the 70s. So he started out, and he did not speak hardly any English at all. So he did his diagnosis entirely through tongue and pulse. And then he would write a script for some herbs, and then the person would go away, and he had a line around the block always. And then you would come back when you needed the next round of things. And he just did this over and over and over and over again. Well, one of the reasons, and he had very, very, very strong qi, one of the reasons that he decided to become a practitioner was because when he was a very little boy, he was very, very, very sick. In fact, he had tuberculosis. And they told him that he wasn't going to live, and he was going to die at a very young age. And he cured himself of tuberculosis through his practice of Tai Chi and Qigong. And so, you know how it is when maybe somebody tells you that this thing is good for that, and you're like, oh, okay, that's kind of some information, but you never have that thing. You're not prone to headaches, so you might not remember that feverfew is supposed to be good for headaches, because meh. But if you have a rip-roaring migraine and somebody has said to you feverfew is good for headaches, and then you take the feverfew and your headache instantaneously disappears, boy, you hold on to that feverfew like nobody's business, right? You never let go of it because your life depended upon it. Well, in a very dramatic way, that's exactly what happened with him. So the reason that this is the one exercise that he says it's necessary to do every single day is because our kidneys are the aging organ, they're the organ of aging. They're also it is said that they are the root of all other meridians, that they all flow through the kidney meridian. It is the paired organ with the heart, so that makes a lot of sense in the circulation. But most importantly, more than anything else, they clear the toxins out of our body, and if they get backed up, we get increasingly lethargic, we get achy, we start making poorer and poorer decisions. Have you ever had the thing where you started not feeling good and you just wanted some comfort food, and so like, I just need some cake, or whatever your comfort food is. I just need some macaroni and cheese. It's not usually the thing you eat, it's kind of junk food, but your body, well, what happens in that state is that our bodies are fighting a bug and they're looking for extra calories, and your brain is going to solve the equation of what is comfort food and a lot of extra calories. And so then you'll wind up on like pizza or icing or like some kind of thing that you wouldn't normally think would be a good idea for someone who is sick. So when our bodies are very depleted, we need a lot of energy. When we're super depleted, we might make very poor choices about our food or our environment, and then we get stuck in that over time. So the reason that this is so powerful and so important is because it's the immediate spark of life, right? It's like giving yourself the paddles. Yeah, it's the immediate bring it back. And for any kind of respiratory condition, this is lungs have to grasp the kidney chi. But for any chronic illness, no matter what it is, the kidneys have to be strong. They are the seat of the will, and they're the seat of, well, basically whether or not you're gonna have a good prognosis with your illness. Okay, so he said 49 times. Always 49, he was very clear. It must not be one more, it must not be one less, exactly 49 times, but he never said why. There's an excellent book called There Are No Secrets that was written by one of his top senior students. His name is Wolf Lowenthal. And have you read this? Do you know this book? Oh, it's a great book. And he talks about this particular exercise, but he never says why. And so we have this observation. How many chakras are there?
19 or no, 7. There's more than 7 or 8.
There's 7 primary chakras.
Yeah.
There are some additional energy fields after that. So there are 7 primary chakras, and each of those chakras match to a Chinese medicine meridian. So whether you're looking at it from an Ayurvedic perspective, or you're looking at it from a Chinese medical perspective, anybody that gets into this energy medicine world, they pretty much have the same kind of, oh, okay, we can see this is what's going on here. So each one of those chakras, each one of those energy centers in the body, there's 7 of them, and there is a mystical connection. I actually had one of my
7 sevens are 49.
7 sevens are 49. I was teaching this class in Ibiza to the wellness retreat that I was at earlier this year, and one of the gentlemen in the room was a Kabbalah expert, and he raced up to me afterwards and he said, I know why. And I said, why? And he said, it's because of the divinity of the number 7, that there's 7 chakras, that there's this mystical connection with it. I do not think it is any accident that there are 7 deadly sins, and that each one of those kind of map to a different place in the body. So
7 virtues.
and the 7 virtues, which are the complements of that. So, all right, is this easy to do? Yeah. And how long did it take to do it? It takes like 90 seconds, right?
So you do it twice, 49 times?
Most people, right now, this time of year, most people need to do this somewhere between 3 times a day to 6 times a day. If you really got stuff kicking on, if you're super ill, you might want to do this
So
as
you
much as
could
10
do it
times.
49 things 3 times a day.
Mhm. And that would be, I think, would be a great place to start.
Yeah.
For the general person.
And it's pretty easy to tell when you need to do it again, because if you're like, man, I'm tired, I need to wake up, I need some coffee, then you're like, oh, I'll do my Qigong.
Interesting.
If you wait too long, you'll know you really need it when this happens. Oh, I really need to do my Qigong. Oh, I'm too tired to do Qigong. Wait a second. It's really just standing there. I feel a lot better afterwards. So if that comes into your head, know that that's your telltale cue that you do the Qigong right now. Do the kidney Qigong right now.
Very cool.
So that's number 1. Any questions about any of this. Okay, so we have, this is our first, I may offer future classes teaching different Qigongs that are in my Your Qi Matters book. There are, in this system, this is the Shen Shen Tao system, there are 2 different movements for each different meridian system. Actually, the kidney Qigong that I just taught you is not in this book, so it's a special extra treat.
Oh, nice.
But if this is something that wants to be continued, then I'll be happy to do that. I'm getting head nods. Yes. It's certainly the thing that truly helps me the most. And I think energy medicine is the best kind of medicine because once you learn it, then it's free, it's readily available, there's no side effects or interactions with anything else. I've kept multiple people out of the hospital and emergency room in emergency situations with this, heart attacks and what turned out not to be appendicitis, but so this is very, 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 very powerful stuff. Just because it's easy to learn and easy to do does not mean that it's not powerful. In fact, I submit that it's the most powerful. Okay, turn to your partner, give them a high five, say, awesome job on doing this today.
Awesome job.
Yay, good. And then Kira is also, Fran has a special gift.
I knew that was Fran. I haven't
Ah.
seen him in a long time. I was like,
Yes.
where's Fran?
Nice to see you. Yes, I brought some photo cards for people to, I'm gifting them to people, so take one home. And that's the green anole, which
You can't have this one, there was only one of this one.
is growing rare. Been replaced by the Cuban anoles. You see the little brown anoles running along around the ground. But the green anoles have taken to the trees, so they're adapting. And adaptation is going to be our watchword for the rest of our lives. So these little creatures are adapting by climbing trees.
So like little geckos.
Themselves.
Geckos.
Yeah, it's not
a gecko?
It's not a gecko, but it is a lizard. And
And
lots of
how do
them.
you know the difference?
Geckos, I believe, are smaller. They also take on different coloration. And I don't think geckos are native to Florida.
Is this native?
These are natives, yes.
And
the
it
green
stays
anoles.
green?
Yes, he does.
Interesting.
And he's just lovely.
That expression chameleon is related to that
Yes,
family
yes, change,
of.
yeah, and change.
Fran, did you take that picture?